Go.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mysteries Explained, live from Tucson, Arizona. I am Becky, and I am here with my lovely husband, Will.
Hello.
And, of course, Dave is out there somewhere in Tucson, too. How you doing, Dave?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, man. That's all you can ask for, correct?
Correct. Will just basically walked in the door from work, and he just popped open a Pepsi. That's not alcohol, but
Could have lied.
I could have lied and said it was a beer, but
Would
no.
have made me feel better.
So he's just walked in the door, basically. How's the weather out there, hon? Is it hot?
No, it's actually nice.
It's nice.
It's humid, but it's nice.
We got some clouds over here, but nothing happening. How about you, Dave?
Same. It's been that way all day over here. It just builds up and then it goes away, but time will tell.
Yeah.
I mean, as it starts to cool down, things start to, change a little bit, so we'll see.
It's so frustrating, though, because we need the rain, and the clouds like to tease us.
And I know today, if it doesn't rain, I'll be surprised because it's been raining. Well, out here, it's been raining every day for days and days. I mean, we've been getting it. We've gotten multiple rounds like every day for I don't know how long.
Monsoon stands for maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Just depends on where you are.
Well, I swear we are under like a huge umbrella because everyone else seems to get storms, and we get them like once or twice during monsoon.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Are we under an umbrella? I think we are.
And
They
we
just
don't-
follow those mountains.
And we don't even carry that insurance, so I don't know why we have an umbrella.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know, but it's there.
Well, it's been frustrating for me because I've been shooting time-lapse stuff all day for 3 days, trying to get exactly what I need for a video for someone else. And when you shoot the entire freaking day, thousands of shots, and at the end of the day you don't get it, guess what? You got to start over. So that's what I've been trying to do. I'm just like, oh my God, come on, seriously, just give me what I need so I can stop.
Oh, sounds like so much fun.
Well, at least you don't have
It's a blast.
At least you don't have to stand there with the camera all day.
Well, yeah, I do when it's outside. Well, not right next to it, but I gotta keep tabs on it.
That kind of neighborhood, huh?
There's none of that. It's just the fact that when the wind picks up, or if it starts raining and I don't notice it, or when the bird flies by and shits on it, that's an issue. And I keep it covered because I don't, it gets pretty hot with it running as long as it is, like for hours and hours and hours on end, and you have the heat from outside, it overheats and it'll shut itself off automatically. But if I go over there and override it or whatever, it's fine. But otherwise, I'm screwed.
Well, aren't you anyway?
Yeah, probably. If the truth is known.
By the
Aren't we
way,
all?
I probably shouldn't be talking about this online, but you're talking about photography, and my brain lately, if I don't say it when I'm thinking about it, I'm going to forget about it.
Ooh.
Did you receive the email today about the book?
Yeah, and I emailed her back and said we're good. Yeah, she got back to me and we're good.
Okay.
We're
All
good.
right.
I told her there was a couple of shots that I wanted to redo because the lighting was absolutely horrible and there's no way I was going to take that shot. So, I told her I'd probably get it done this weekend. There's two businesses that I want to get the front of them with the right light, so it looks like it's supposed to. And then I'll get them ready and send them out.
Okay. And I'm making arrangements for us to hit some of those other locations that we still need photos of. And we're going to be working with some of these locations again, too. So we'll figure all that out. I've been trying to do scheduling like nonstop lately, and I'm going insane. So, it's all good, though.
I hope so. That's the last thing we need is you going insane.
I am to
Dave,
certain points.
it's too late.
Well, yeah, but there's levels of insane. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm fully aware that she's already insane, but
Guys!
there's levels. I mean, we don't want it to go to the next
right?
level.
I'm right here listening.
Well, I thought it peaked out at 100.
No, no, you're learning, man.
Yeah, apparently with women it goes higher than 100.
It goes to whatever it needs to go to. It's
Again, I'm right here. I can hear you.
Do you hear something?
something just like a little mumble in the background. I can't make it out though.
Is there a haunting going on?
It sounds female a little bit.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe we should I might have to investigate later.
You might have to look into it. Yeah, I think it's on your end too. That's what it sounds like.
You know, the only problem is Dave cannot see me. Will can, but Dave cannot. But here's the middle
No,
finger.
but I can imagine. I can imagine.
Oh my God, guys.
This super insane lady with her middle finger just pointed right at me.
Yeah, next time I see you in person, you'll get it in person. Don't worry. Oh my goodness, you guys are horrible.
It's out of love.
Yeah, I feel the love. More like torture, but I feel the love.
Oh, you're
Whatcha?
It's torture. So, as I was stating, though, I am going insane because we do have a ton of things coming up and going on, and it's exciting, though. Not everything is set in complete motion only because I don't have dates. I'm waiting on dates for things. But we are rolling, let me tell you. We got the Spirits with Spirits, which is with Borderlands Brewery, which I know you love that place.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And we're doing that, what is that, Friday, October 27th? Or is it?
I think it's the 27th from what I remember.
Yep,
It's the 20-something.
It's the 27th. Because October 27th is the Spirit with Spirits with Borderlands. And the tickets for that are on sale now. And you get the tickets for that through TucsonGhostTour.com. So that's through our site. We are hopefully working with Fox Theater. I've been talking to the people at Fox. They want us to come back in and do something with them for Halloween.
Oh, cool.
We don't have any dates on that. We don't have any confirmation on that. But I know we're in talks with Fox Theater again. Working with Tucson again. Don't have any dates on that. But we're doing something with them again.
Yeah, and that October month is going to get stupid.
Oh my
A whole
gosh.
lot of stuff, no dates.
A whole lot of stuff, but no confirmed dates. What we do have the confirmed dates on is Borderlands, the Spirits with Spirits. We do have a team lead investigation coming up in August. We have a private investigation in August. What else do we have going on? Oh my gosh, it's like insanity. It really is. We're working with Slaughterhouse too. I gave Slaughterhouse a couple dates for us to go in there, take some pictures, do a YouTube video. But here's the thing with Slaughterhouse. They're having a major event that we aren't in charge of, but we're helping to promote, and I will be helping out in any way I can. It's with the lovely Lindsay, senator, that we've had on our stage before. And she's the one that brings us all the great guests like we have tonight, Ken. She's the one that I call up and say, hey, who can you send our way? And she sends us people like Ken and Dustin and all those people that we have had. I can't even name them all because she's given us so many wonderful people. But if you want to go to this event, this is May 3rd and 4th of next year. So May 3rd and 4th of 2019, right? Because we're in 2018.
She said, right?
I know, I'm like, we're in 2018, right? I'm losing track of my time right now. But May 3rd or 4th, May 3rd and 4th. There's two different dates they're doing it.
VIP is the 3rd, regular is the 4th. You can buy your tickets online now.
But it's through her website.
But yes, through her website. So if you get them now, you're guaranteed to be there. If you wait till the last minute, there might not be anything available.
Yeah, because there's a limited amount of the VIP. So you have to go to CenterStageEvents.com. So Center Stage Events. I spelled it out because I don't want people thinking center as in CENTER.
Which
No,
is
it's
impressive
S.
that she could spell that out. She still has problems with her name sometimes.
Oh my God! Anyway, I just didn't want people to get confused on the spelling of it, so that's why I spelled it out. But go buy these tickets. It's going to be at Slaughterhouse, but here is the most cool thing about
Oh, God, here it comes.
Bum, bum, bum.
Here it comes.
the Traveling Occult Museum people, which is Greg and I believe you pronounce her name Dana. I want to say Dana. They're going to be there as part of the celebrity guest. But
drag it out.
Drag it out. Why am I dragging it?
We got to go to commercial like right now.
He's telling me to drag it out. How much do I have to drag it out?
Just keep dragging it out.
Well, the traveling museum, okay? I've been pretty interested in what they have. They like travel around with haunted objects and stuff, so it's going to be cool to see if they bring things with them. I'm not sure if they are or not.
Okay.
I don't know if they can hear that. Drums. You're moving on to something else, dear. But the reason why I am thrilled and excited is because of the fact, I don't know if people can hear that.
We can hear it. It sounds kind of like a one of those little monkeys. And those little wind-up monkeys, that's what it sounds like.
Roll, and it's kind of getting annoying now because now I'm talking over it.
I'm just imagining Will's that little tiny monkey.
Took my tambourines away.
Right.
Cymbals, whatever you want to call them. They were taken. I don't get them anymore.
Okay, can I finish? The reason I'm so excited about this event is because Grant Wilson is going to be there. Yay!
It was better with the drum roll.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, and when I first found that out, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then my second thought was, I need to avoid Becky for like a month after this. Just let shit calm down.
I heard her scream.
Yeah, from across the city. Yeah.
Yeah. Lindsay wouldn't tell me who she was bringing out. She kept it from me. She did tell me she was going to announce it and that, things were looking really good and moving along. But She didn't tell me when. She didn't tell me who she was bringing. She made the announcement last night, so I saw it when she put it on, Twitter, who she was bringing. And as soon as I saw it, I was like,
I can imagine.
For those who don't know, which if you've listened to the show, you should know, Grant Wilson is like one of the people that I admire most in the paranormal field. The show Ghost Hunters has really got me into all of this, and he was always my favorite. So we talked to him, I think it was like in January, and that was such a big thrill to talk to him. And now to actually get to meet him, I am beyond thrilled. I am so happy. And the fact that Tucson is getting some attention finally about, our haunted locations is also making me so happy because I've been doing this for 5 years and Tucson just gets overlooked so much. People go to Bisbee, they go to Tombstone, they go to Jerome or wherever, and Tucson gets overlooked. And so I've been working so hard to try to get Tucson recognized, and to finally have something like this come out to Tucson is just amazing, and I'm thrilled, and I couldn't be happier. I am just, yay! So, that's
she's just yay.
I'm just yay! But yeah, so that's going to happen in May. We will keep you up to date on everything, and, we'll, of course, be talking about it, and we are going to go out to Slaughterhouse and, take some pictures and some more video and stuff before that, so we can kind of show people some of the things that go on at Slaughterhouse and help promote it. So we got a lot of great people we're working with. We're getting booked up. I still have to sit down and, do this book still too. And that's why I said the insanity is really coming along very nicely. Very nicely. Oh, and we're trying to participate in the National Ghost Hunting Day, too.
Yeah, we're trying to find a location for that.
Yeah, because we had a location, and now we don't know what happened to that location because the
it just disappeared.
Well, the person we were working with is no longer at that location, so...
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm not sure we can use that location, and besides, the location wasn't really good with...
There wasn't really any Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi was really
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I got 2 locations in mind. I checked with one today. I'm waiting to hear back from that one. If that doesn't work, I have another one I'm going to try to contact. So we'll see, but we're trying to take place in that. That's September 29th.
It's not HC, is it?
So anyway, like I said, lots going on, but we are thrilled that we got that event coming out here in May. And so, yay for that. And you're never going to hear the end of that. We're going to be going crazy, or at least I'm going to be going crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you're going to be going crazy. Everybody else is going to, well, actually, we're going to be going crazy as well because you're going crazy.
We're just going to call mental hospital and have them bring out the paddy wagon.
Yeah, might as well just, get it already.
Have them on standby with straight jackets.
Exactly. And then all we have to do is go, it's time. It's time.
She's reached the point. Go get her.
Yeah. No returning from this.
You guys are so not nice. So not nice. This past weekend, Will and I took the family up to Phoenix, and we stayed in a nice little resort. Try to enjoy the pool. So try.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Some kid pooped in the pool.
I was just, dude, you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm sitting here thinking, pools gross me out and I don't get in them for that very reason. I mean, it takes me back to a test that they did over various different pools in various different locations. Some are like upscale, some are just normal pools. They tested the waters, just came in and tested them, and the reports were absolutely disgusting at how much stuff is in that pool. Like the fecal matter alone is disgusting. So yeah, you enjoy your pool. Go ahead. I'm not getting in it.
Yeah, they actually kicked us out of the pool once they noticed that. But I
was it you, Becky?
No, I wasn't.
Is that why they kicked you out?
I didn't even get in that pool at all. The only thing I had done at that point in time was go down the water slide, and that was it. And that was in a different section. But we were in line for the water slide when we were told that the pool was going to be closing down for maintenance. That's what they said.
I just had an image of a turd just going down the water slide on its own.
Well, but then there was this kid that he pretty much gave it away completely because he talked about it for 20 minutes while pointing at somebody pooped in the pool. There it is right there.
That's so awesome.
Look at the size of it.
That's so cool.
I was just like, thank God I wasn't in that pool because I would have gotten really disgusted.
Yeah, and you think about it. Think about all the times you have been in a pool and you didn't realize that someone had done that or what was in that pool, and how many times had that water gotten in your mouth or you actually swallowed some? Yeah.
We have a pool, so we don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, we have our own private pool, which is nice. But, anyway, so we were in Phoenix, and we tried to enjoy the pool. That kind of worked, kind of didn't. But we also went antique shopping in Phoenix, and we found some really good deals and some really cool things while antique shopping. I got one of the old
bath basins.
Yeah, the bath basins, and then we found a little baby doll with a little crib, and she's old and kind of creepy looking, so of course I had to get her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she sucked her thumb off.
She sucked her thumb off.
Well, there's a little damage to her thumb. I said, yeah, it looks like she sucked it right off.
She's old, though. She's kind of creepy looking. But she's pretty cool, though. I love antique shopping. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And what else did we get? Oh, the old trunk.
Yeah, that's going to get turned into a Halloween decoration.
We found this really old... What kind of trunk is it? Just like a...
Just a wooden trunk with brass hinges and leather casing. Just an old trunk.
And it's kind of beat up and, it has that spooky look to it. So it was only like $20. So we decided, hey, we're going to get this for a Halloween decoration.
We could put the baby in it.
We're going to stuff a dead body in it, Something.
That's a good idea.
It's never too early to think about Halloween.
Well, it's not really that far away now that you think about it.
But still, it's never too early to think about Halloween. So when we see something that looks creepy and you can stuff something dead inside of it, you got to buy it.
Sure.
Or something alive.
Or something alive.
It's Becky will fit in that trunk.
Hey!
He's tested it.
That is so not nice.
But the skeleton fits in it, so you should fit in it.
That skeleton is a little shorter than I am. It is. I am not that short. I may be short, but I'm not that short.
Structurally, it's about the same height as you.
Oh my God. Thanks, son. Love you too. I feel the love tonight, let me tell you. For those tuning in, can you feel the love too? Because I sure am. Sound so positive there,
Does that
don't
sound like a pity party?
No, I'm
Just a
saying,
little bit.
you guys are picking on me major time tonight. Like major. So, tonight's guest is Ken. We'll be bringing him on in about roughly 5 minutes or sooner if you guys keep, picking on me.
We're not picking on you. We're sharing the love.
Sharing the love. What kind of love? That's the question. What kind
The weird kind.
Yeah, really weird, apparently. Yeah, really weird love. The torture love, apparently.
That's not torture.
Yeah, I don't want to see torture if this isn't torture. I'm like, I do not want to feel that kind of love. All right, it looks like Ken is online, so let's try to go ahead and add him. Let's see if we can get lovely Ken on with us tonight. Right, Toad?
Are you going British tonight?
No, I'm just saying right, Toad? I don't know.
Yeah, nah, it doesn't look like that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It says
Apparently not what you thought was happening.
I am such a huge fan of Skype, and I love it to death. We have a love-hate relationship to where I want to kill it. I try to add Ken. I don't know what happened.
Hang in there, Ken.
Oh my God, I don't know what is going on with this thing. Skype? Why? Why Skype?
Because I can, Becky.
It's like one of those things to where Skype is just not my friend. It's really not. All right, guys, talk among yourselves while I try to figure this out.
Because, if you wouldn't talk bad about us, Becky, we wouldn't give you problems.
You're right. So, it's not my fault that you guys, oh my God.
Well, you can't talk bad about Skype and expect them to give you a phone call.
Well,
It's just rude.
I agree.
Absolutely, because that's like saying, "Oh, you look good, except for
this and this and that."
Your whole face just ruins it.
What?
I'm not talking about you. Damn, we stopped
It's an
talking.
analogy, man. Calm down.
Like 2 minutes ago, and you're not expecting me to think that was about me. Yeah, okay.
Somebody's a little sensitive.
Well, Skype it does not like me, so I swear Skype hates me. I don't know what is going on. We're going to
Maybe you're gonna have to hang up on them and try again.
Well, I'm not the one that made this call. I know. Let's see here now.
Yep.
Yep, what?
Yep, pretty much. Still ain't going through.
Oh my God, really? I don't understand Skype at all.
Just gonna have to get a hold of somebody and say, "Listen, it's not working out." But in the meantime,
just talk, guys.
so what exactly were you trying to get?
I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, Becky. Just talk, guys.
Just talk. Let the world know.
Yeah. What? How are you feeling? What are you feeling right now? How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel exuberant.
See, you guys.
So,
need to-
Ken, you there?
Yeah. I was told I wouldn't be needed until 8:30, so I went to pee, and I
That's
come
not
back.
allowed. No.
I come back at 8:27 to a message that we tried to add you. I'm like, well, I had to pee. Yeah, so I'm here. Hi.
Things difficult. You know.
It happens a
Yeah.
lot. I
Yeah.
always do that. I'm like, make sure you pee, Dave. Make sure you pee.
You know, you can ask Wes Forsyth, like before we do anything with Scarefest Radio, the first thing I have to do is go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like the first thing, or it's like, I don't know. And now I'm like drinking tons and tons of water, like all the time. And,
Yeah.
you know, like it's a constant thing with me now. I'm trying to lose weight to get ready to film season 2. And, you know, I'm trying to drink like my body weight. You know, they say like every pound you should have an ounce of water. It's ridiculous. I mean, if I do that, how am I going to have room for vodka?
Right?
Well, you mix it with the water.
Well, then
yeah,
it dilutes it, man.
Don't be savage. Let's not be savage. We're not diluted with water. Are you crazy? That's hilarious.
Well, it's the same color, so you can just
Mm.
fill the glass up.
Yeah, I agree with. I'm down with that. I can understand that. How are you
I
all?
disguised it so many times with, that's water in that bottle there. It says water on it.
My junior, sophomore, and senior year of high school. That's basically
Yeah, right.
what we did.
No, we're doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Staying busy, you know, as you do.
That's important.
Yeah. So, you know, living the life, as they say. Happy to be here doing the thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, Dave's really going to love me for this, but I have to bring this up because this is something that you've done recently. You did a YouTube video.
I just pasted it. I just pasted it in there.
Yes. Well, you did a YouTube video with Grant Wilson. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I've been knowing Grant for about, 6 or 7 years. And I have sponsored tons of conventions that he goes to, and we've passed each other regularly, like in the hall, and said, hey, you know.
Yeah.
And we never really ever have had a chance in all that time to talk, ever. He's always been going somewhere. I've always been going somewhere. The only time we've ever been able to talk is for a podcast I did, 6 years ago. And so this was a really great thing for us because, he invited me in and we were supposed to be there for like 30 minutes and we ended up staying for like 3 hours. So it was like incredible, this sort of fantastic time we were having. And, it was just wonderful. We did 2 episodes. It's Talking Tarot with Ken Boggle, and it's on the YouTube channel, What the Fetch. And he was asking me about tarot and sort of my experience in tarot and what, kind of what I thought my belief system behind tarot was. And we just carried on and had the most amazing time. And so many people have wrote me and said, you have such great connection, as in like you have good chemistry and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I just think he's the bee's knees. Like I've yet to meet someone, Dustin Perry, Chad Lindbergh, Elizabeth Nick. I'm actually, what? Strike that. I am the world's most blessed person because every time I meet somebody and they stay in my life, they've been great people in this industry. And if they've not stayed in my life, then I'm really glad they're gone. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what that's like.
I've been blessed by it. But anywho, and we should extend our condolences, our sympathies, and love to Grant now that he's going through this difficult period. Having lost his mother. So as soon as he's back on track, I'm gonna take some. We went to visit him, and my husband and I we always bring things when we come to people's houses, right? And we took like a white candle because I always travel with a white candle. And we took tomato plants because we thought, well, surely they have, like a yard or a farm or, something where they can plant these tomatoes. So we had this like huge bags of tomato plants. We were like, here you go. Welcome. Thank you for having us in your home. Thank you for making us welcome. Here are farm plants.
Here's some tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, there's not even a tomato on it though, was it? Just the plant,
Oh,
good luck.
shit.
It's like a chia plant. You got to add water,
Right.
Yeah, it's totally cool though. Everyone should go check those videos out. It's a 2-part series, What the Fetch with Grant Wilson and Ken Boggle. And while you're there, subscribe, and comment and like and share. It's a really awesome 2-part series.
Yeah, I was watching that, and that was really cool. And of course, I had to bring that up because Grant is actually coming out to Tucson in May, so we're excited about that. So yay!
Well, Becky's really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
She
Dave
hasn't slept in
and Will
days.
are about ready to kill me, but I'm excited.
Well, good
I'm
for you,
excited.
Becky.
I'm just not.
Well,
I can move on with my life now.
Yeah,
But-
it's not a let's make life stop. Somebody's coming to town.
Okay, well, it needs to be. It needs to be.
Thank you.
Because
Finally,
what-
someone on my side.
Well, what you're talking about here is someone who, and by the way, this interview should be about me, but I'm totally going to take some minute to stand up for my boy and my girl Becky. What you're talking about is someone who really pioneered this industry on American television. It had been done. So I tip my hat to him for that. And I respect him for knowing when it was time to bow out. I respect a man who does that instead of many others who are still on doing the paranormal thing that really should have taken a seat a long time ago. And we hopefully won't make me go down that story again. But if Zach Baggins could have several seats, I'd appreciate it. But
I love you, Ken.
he's never, but in that vein, I have never known Grant Wilson to ever be douchey. I've never known him to be, any kind of an a-hole, or I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine him being not even like for a second. Imagine that
He's
is
totally
in
not.
him at all.
So it's really great to have this kind of a person, be there in Tucson with you. So yes, Becky, it is an amazing thing, and the world should stop. Contact the mayor and let's have Wilson Day. Yeah.
Thank you. Finally, someone who agrees with me.
Yeah. Well, that is the only support you will get out of me for the next hour. That's it. You spent it.
All right, now that
You're
that's
done.
cleared out of the way, it's on.
And see, and to me, that's how it should be. Acknowledge it. It's great. It's awesome. It's wonderful. Yay! I'm excited. I'm happy. And leave it there. But we're going to hear about this, I guarantee you, for a long time. And we've been hearing about it before this event even happened. I mean, it's like, okay, come on, man. Come on now.
Here's what's going to happen. She's gotten herself so hyped up over the last year and a half.
Year and a half for what?
Grant Wilson.
Now, here's what happened. Okay?
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
about
make
right. A
this
year and a half.
up,
Sounds good.
okay? But when I started the radio show, when I started Mysteries Explained, one of the things that I stated from the very beginning was my goal was to get Grant Wilson on the show because of the fact that, quite honestly, if it wasn't for Ghost Hunters, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And Grant Wilson was my favorite on the show. So I had said my goal was to get Grant on the show. And then
And it has, wait, press
accomplished
pause.
that.
And press pause. But in being realistic, and it has absolutely nothing to do that he is one of the most gorgeous people in our industry. You're just, as a woman, you're gonna ignore that whole fact.
Yeah.
Right, busted. Guys, go on. She's busted. It's a female
In all
thing.
reality, I loved the way he came off on Ghost Hunters. He
Right.
came off
Mhm.
as a sweet, wonderful.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
passionate man,
sure.
you know?
She's in love. Move on. She's in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God. You're getting me into trouble now, Ken. I take back my statement about I love you. I take it back.
I retract that shit.
Yeah, so many people do. It's okay. So many people do.
She's now going to be stuck trying to figure out why Grant won't take her with her and she can't come home.
Oh my God.
Oh.
That is so not like that. Oh my God.
Got to get that hospital on speed dial, man.
Oh my God, guys. You're making me sound like a crazed person.
You're doing it yourself.
Oh, oh my God. Oh. Okay.
So, anyways,
I just-
Ken, let's get back to you because Becky's now speechless.
Yeah, she's flustered.
I'm getting frustrated with you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you do tarot cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
So, there was a couple questions that people wanted answers to.
Let me bring them up so
One
you can look at
was,
them.
how do you decide on what deck to use?
Okay, well, where I usually start is sort of where my hands go. Like, if there is a deck of cards to my left, I'm not going to, go to the next room and get a deck of cards. It's ridiculous. But if I always carry two decks. One is the Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore, and the other is the Golden Universal Tarot, which is a spin on the Rider-Waite traditional deck. And I usually use those two. Most often, if it's a hardworking woman, I'm using the Steampunk Tarot. If it's a pretty kind of classy sort of typical read for everybody, women, men, and all this kind of thing, I usually use the Golden Universal. And the only time I really switch it up, is when I'm doing a mediumship reading with tarot cards, and for that I use a deck called the Fountain, which is cool because it has 79 cards instead of 78, and that one extra card is about a return to the source of light, a return to the source of love and good energy. And to me, that sounds like God. You know what I mean? Like the return, that sounds like heaven, the place of peace and comfort where all things and all energy flows from, the fountain. So I think when you're doing a mediumship reading, that kind of spirituality needs to play a part into it, and it's not something I've found in any other deck. So although I've rambled, the answer to your question is, it just depends on why you've come to me and sort of what is sitting next to me at the time, what I packed with me that made it on the airplane, something like that.
All right. Well, the next one would be, how do you choose a layout?
I don't think I do. I don't think it's my choice. Not always. There'll be times that I start out and I'm thinking, just based on what your question is, like if you need something that's kind of explorative, I'll do like a Celtic cross, or if you need to know more about yourself or you're trying to figure yourself out, I'll use a spread I created called the Mirror. If, you're talking about relationships, I've got a couple of lover spreads that I use. But it's been happening more and more and more lately. I will start, it happened to me twice the other day at a convention. I will start doing one spread, and then my spirit guides will say to me, or move that. That does not need to be this way. And I adjust it. And then it kind of becomes an organic thing where occasionally I just lay cards out until they stop making sense at this point. Like when my gut says, nope, we're done, I stop. So you could either end up with a Celtic cross that originally started out as a mirror, or you could end up with a 16 cards just laid out in a row, when it really started out as a lover spread which should have only been 3 cards, so it really just is what spirit moves me to do. And I have to respect that spirit, and I have to respect my guides because they've never let me down. So, that's kind of what it is. I don't really get to choose the spreads often, but when I do, it's based on why you're with me. It's your question. Yeah.
And then the next is 2 questions, but they pretty much tie together, and it would be, how did you learn to interpret each card, and is your interpretation based on your own intuition?
Well, how you learn each card is you have to read, you have to study them, you have to study not just the book definition, but various other people's opinions of them and perspectives of them, and also study the card itself because there's imagery there, there's symbols of it there. I like to, I have the Ken Boggle Bible that has everything about tarot that I know, and it has kind of changed forms over the last 26 years, but it's always kind of been a thing that's with me, and I write down each page is a card. And I write down new things I learned. So I'm always learning about each individual card. Now, how do I read it? Well, I read it from a place that is equal parts intellect, because I've studied these cards for 26 years, the majority of my life. And also intuition. What of all those definitions, you can go through my book. Some of these pages have like 10 or 12 definitions for one single card. So it's up to my gut to determine which one, it's up for my spirit guides and the truth to show me which one it works for that client in that situation. And, I'm very rarely wrong. And I'm damn good at it. So yeah, that's a really good way for others to read. You be intelligent about it and also be intuitive about it. That's where your reading should come from.
Very nice.
Yeah. I had it all wrong. I was reminded when you started talking about, and someone asked like, what kind of deck do you use or whatever. I reminded it reminded me that when I was a teenager, I bought an Aleister Crowley deck, and I got it because the artwork was really cool. And then we started messing with it, and we were feeling it out and giving it a go, and we would kind of run our hands just over the very top of the deck, and there were certain ones that you could just feel. It was just really weird. I can't even. It was like almost like a warm sensation and a tingle in your hand, and that's how like we would just like pick those cards based on just that alone. And some people were like, well, every day I'm gonna shuffle the deck, and whatever card I flip over on the top of the deck is the way I'm going to live the day. And I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's kind of a really dumb thing to do.
Yeah. I'm like, that's dumb, man.
And
but
last night I was on go for that. Let me know what happened. Last night I was doing an interview with DPX on Facebook Live, and one of the girls asked me, she said, do you put any stock or any faith in these like computer generated tarot readings where you click a button and 3 cards pop up?
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of feels like the same thing to me. I don't know. No, absolutely. I don't do it that way. I don't really usually get any physical sensation from the cards. And I certainly don't get any physical sensation from something I'm seeing on a card website. Other websites, yeah, but not a card website. That's
just
not
had to add that in there.
Yeah, that's not what's giving me the feels if we're online. So move on. Yeah, right.
Not where the tingles are coming from.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, we were just stupid teenagers, so yeah, we didn't know what the hell we were doing, you know?
But that Aleister Crowley deck, I've seen 2 versions of that. Mm-hmm. And one thing I can say about it is I'm not keen to use one. Every time I've kind of been around it, my gut has given me this vibe of this isn't for you. Mm-hmm. And so I respect that. And, a couple of friends of mine do use them. I've never been read with them or attempted to read with them. I have shuffled through both versions, but that's a weird deck. Even both versions of it were just odd to me.
Yeah, I found it pretty odd, and so did some of my friends. But I mean, like I said, we didn't really understand the whole, much at all. But we were just, trying it out, and we thought, oh, this is cool. Look at the artwork, and we just we started digging in, and then it didn't last too long, and then it just kind of sat there, and it was a cool, conversation thing, and that's pretty much where it left.
As most really great experiments do, right? It's like Ouija boards in our household. Yeah. My husband and I, we bought a couple of spirit boards, and in every single one of them, we just sort of put our hands on them and we waited and we asked questions, and we did first of all, we did the protective stuff, and we're burning white candles, we're focusing on being protected and all these other things, and then for the next 25 minutes, we sat across the table looking at each other like, what the F are we doing? Can we go, to the movies? Is there something else we could do? Did I pay the electric bill? It's like, or is it cocktail hour, happy hour yet? It was just a ginormous waste of time, but it was great for the moment. It was a different kind of experience, and they just sort of sat there, and now I think they're somewhere under a bookshelf.
Exactly. Yeah, where they should be.
Yeah.
So okay, I want to ask this.
Okay, you can ask this.
Okay, we had a question in the chat room, and for those listening, if you're listening through Spreaker, because I know you can listen on iHeartRadio and some other websites, but if you're in the chat room, we do have a question in the chat room, and this makes sense if you were listening to us earlier. But Darren wants to know if the person in his trunk, do they have to actually be present for the reading?
No, they don't.
Earlier, we were talking about a trunk that we got at an antique store that we're going to be using as a Halloween decoration.
Okay, because I'm drastically lost.
and originally, we're going to put a skeleton in it. But I made the comment that, the trunk's big enough that Becky will fit in it, too.
Oh, no. Becky, run.
And it has begun.
It seems this conversation has become very investigation discovery.
If I turn up missing, you all know to check an old trunk that's now in our storage unit.
Don't worry, it doesn't have a lock on it. I'm going to put chains around it.
The things I put up with, I swear.
So yeah, there was another question that came in too just now. Brian wanted to know: are there other items that gave you the creeps, like a doll or artifact, a house, anything like that?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
You know, a bathtub once. A bathtub once gave me the. Well, I kind of tell the story real quick. I mean, it's a
Yeah, go
kind of
for
long.
it.
I'll try to
You
consolidate.
kind of
it
have
because-
to now.
Yeah, you have to, because we're going a bathtub. What?
A bathtub?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Were you like a dirty little 8-year-old that didn't want to take a bath?
No, oh, I've never been. No, I've always been very keen on taking cleanly. Cleanliness is next to
Right,
godliness,
right.
Dave. Cleanliness. So
Oh,
anyway,
I'm right there with you on that.
yeah. So I was dating a guy uh, back in the early 2000s, and he did not believe my gift at all. And he had a friend who bought a really huge old house, and it was here in Lexington. And the friend said, "I would like to test Ken. Can we have him come over to this house because we're renovating it, and I need some answers to some stuff. And I've got a bit of history. We won't tell him about it. Let's see what he does." So they put me in a car, and I had no idea we were going, and I still really don't know where the house is. Because I have a terrible memory. But anyway, we go into this big, huge house, and I go through the house, and I'm feeling there's children, and there's various different things. There's some cobblestone brick walkways where women would wait for carriages to pick them up. And, I'm picking up all these amazing things, these amazing stories and energies. And then I walked up to, it had to have been like it was a really third floor maybe. This is a huge mansion type place. And I walked up, and I went into a room. It was a bedroom, and there was an ensuite, bathroom there. And I go up to the bathroom door. Just being in the bedroom alone gave me the heebies. It just the weirds, and I couldn't pick up why. Anyway, I go up to the door to walk into the bathroom. I looked at the bathtub and stopped and was like, "There is no way I'm going in that room." And so they're like, "Okay, why?" And I said, "Well, because there was a woman who killed herself in that bathtub. There's blood absolutely everywhere, and I could see it all over this black and white tiled floor, all over the bathtub, dripping out of the bathtub. The woman's in there. She is." Well, I said, she was either, she was some kind of a prostitute. I don't know if that's the word I used, but it's some kind of a prostitute, and she cut her wrists, and they said to me, "Okay," didn't tell me anything off the bat. I just could not be in that bathroom with that bathtub because it was just covered in blood. Turns out the next day and I said to them, the last name begins with an S and the first name is Patsy or Patricia or something like that. And they confirmed it. Her name was Patsy and her last name began with an S. She was a prostitute who had about 3 years prior to that killed herself in this bathtub. And so it was that was a weird thing to walk, not even be able to walk into the bathroom because just looking at that bathtub was like painful and disturbing, and it made me sick. So yeah, I couldn't do it.
So could you do it now if you had to relive that?
No, I would. No, I wouldn't. Well, yeah, I probably would. I mean, I probably, yeah. Most likely. I mean, we would have to be in the moment, wouldn't we? To really know what Ken Boggle will ever do, you have to put him in the moment.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, but I mean, because I didn't know if maybe it was just because you were younger then, and it was a little, I don't know, maybe it just threw you off, in the sense that that's really creepy shit. And now, after all this time, could you? I mean, I don't know if it affect you the same, or if you just jump right in it,
Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't climb in it. Absolutely not. That tub was filthy, but that tub was disgusting. So no, not going to happen. But it's one of those things where like I never really know in that moment. It's like I sometimes get. Yeah, I get hired to go to events and lead groups and do tarot card readings while I'm there at these haunted locations, and I am known for leaving at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because I refuse to spend the night somewhere. Or, I'll go do the investigations. I'll give everybody their pictures. I'll go do everything. I'll give everybody their readings. But when everyone's in bed, I'm gone because I refuse. I left from the Wayside Inn at 4 o'clock in the morning. I slammed like a vodka cranberry and was like, "Okay, I'm out." Like my door kept opening. all these things are making weird noises. My doors wouldn't stay shut. And, I had all of my clothes and everything laid out in the bed, and people would just walk through the hall and see me, getting ready for something, which I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm out. And, the other was at the Rhodes Hotel in Atlanta, Indiana. Mike Smith and Amy Perry Lane, two people whom I love with Perry Expeditions. They're amazing. They hired me to go do Valentine's kind of thing there at the hotel. And I did everything I was supposed to do. And about 4:00 in the morning, I had driven all day, hadn't slept. I looked at Mike and Amy. They were outside smoking. I was like, okay, so I'm leaving.
See ya.
And Mike was smoking his cigarette. He's like, what are you talking about, man? You haven't slept. I'm like, it's going to be okay. I'm gone. And the bags are packed. I didn't even unpack. I knew from the get-go it wasn't going to happen. So you never know really and Dustin Perry used to say, well, it's the next day and Ken's not here, so everything is perfectly normal.
Yeah, right. Oh, God.
Wow. So that stuff really does truly affect you then, and it tends to, would you say that it tends to find you in a location?
Yeah, I think it does. And now this is going to sound weird, but it's specifically prostitutes. Now that sounds like a great joke, and but hookers love Ken, but I don't know what it is. At the Rhodes Hotel, I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to get any sleep that night. So why not drive home to be with my family? Because every time I would even think, okay, I'm going to lay down, I saw a woman on top of me with a bruised eye and blood in the corner of her lip, messy hair, stinking of body.
Gross.
Yeah, and she just kept leaning in toward my face and leaning in toward my face. And I was like, this is just not going to happen. But it's like every single time I go to these kinds of places, there is always the women try to find me. And I don't know if it's because they feel comfortable with me, but the men tend to not like me. That's usually what happens. Yeah, weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Hey, don't tell them you just don't have any money.
Well, they would know that's a lie. So.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever been to the Copper Queen in Bisbee? Or have you ever been to Arizona in general? But
no, but what's weird is my husband and I were just talking about how mystic Arizona is. Just before we came on, we were talking about it. And just kind of the whole vibe of Arizona. The Southwest to me is some draped in mysticism for some reason. Not the same kind as say like Ireland or Scotland, but there is some kind of real vibe there that I've yet to experience. So no, I've not been out your way. I would love to. If you all know anyone who's putting on events, contact Center Stage Events and ask Lindsay to, hook that up for you, because I would love to go out there and do that. But I've not been blessed with the ability to go out there yet. But I would love to do. Yeah.
She's got that event out here in May.
That I have not mentioned at all.
Yeah, Lindsay, get to it, boo. I'm down with this. I think she's got me already going somewhere in May, or is it April? I don't know. The ink's not drawn on the contract, so I don't know what I can say and cannot say. But I would love to do that. I'm gonna text her. Let's text her. Let's text Lindsay right now. Can we? Let's text her right. Okay.
We should just call her.
Yeah, right. No, I wouldn't pull that, but we can text her. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right here.
Hey, Ken, I'm gonna ask a question real quick.
No.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna ask this. It's not really a question. I guess it is, but I'm gonna make it a question real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Just to kind of get your input on it. Because I'm sure it's possible, but it just doesn't seem to be, as in your face as some of the other things that we encounter these days. But Darren says, I guess in response to like the prostitute thing that you're talking about, poor lady, I wonder if positive residual energy can be felt too.
From the prostitute who had killed herself.
Well, I'm assuming just in general, because normally, when you it all seems so like dark and negative and all this stuff. I'm assuming that's what he means by that.
Yeah, well, there was no positivity with her, but I have a beautiful spirit that I read for her family, and she's just a wonderful, great little angel now. And she always makes me cry. She's so beautiful and wonderful and sweet. Her name's Rachel, and she's just lovely. She went through a really dark period as she was reconciling death, as did all of her loved ones that were left behind. But when she crossed over into acceptance and found her place of comfort, peace, and rest, it became this outrageously wonderful, loving vibe. And I have been in people's homes where they've said, "Oh, there's something happening in my house," or something. You know, there's plates are moving, or I can hear cabinet doors or something. And I've gone in and felt nothing but like joyous spirits. Spirits are just like, "Hey, no, we're doing that," but it's because we're saying, "Hey, look, you know, we're over here, or we're in here," or you know. And also, I've noticed that there are certain objects, you know, back to what Brian was asking, there are certain objects that don't give me the creeps, but that do have sort of spiritual attachments that bring me great joy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it goes both ways for sure.
Cool. So did you text Lindsay yet?
in the process, texting as
yeah, but telling the guys to talk among themselves is like pulling teeth, because whenever I'm trying to add the guests to the show, it's their job to keep the show going, and I have to keep reminding them to talk.
Well, if you'd be able to make those phone calls happen like they're supposed to.
Easy, kids, easy.
That's Skype.
It shouldn't take 10 minutes to call somebody.
Skype does what Skype wants to do, man.
Guys are like 2-word vocabulary sentences, and that conversation's done. Want a beer? Yeah. Cool.
I love how you two. I love how everyone in the group doesn't put anyone else on blast. I like how there's no blame in this group. It's very interesting.
I can't imagine who would be to blame.
Dave.
Well, I'm usually to blame for like all the shit, but you can't pin this on me.
No, I blame Skype for a lot of our.
There you go. That's where it goes.
Yeah, it's bad sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, are we all caught up in questions? Yes, we are.
Yep.
All right. I kind of lost track of what was going on in the chat room.
We have a chat room?
Yes, we have a chat room.
Nice.
If you're listening on Spreaker, you can go into the chat room. It's the little chat bubble.
I know. I'm just playing.
I know, but for people that don't know, I'm letting them know.
What if their chat bubble's broken?
Then that's a personal issue. But thank God we all don't have those little chat bubbles above our heads like they do in the cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's totally true. Yeah. If people could see my thoughts.
Right? I know. I'm just sitting there going, no, God, no.
Yeah.
No.
Such a good thing that's not reality, because that would not work out well.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people would be happy with one another if that was the case.
Hey, but at least we all know the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
It would be a whole different world.
I was just going to say that, though. But here's the thing. When you talk the truth and you live in truth and you are the reality, people will call you the problem. People will call you difficult. Yep. People will say you're insane, or that you don't know, or you're the problem, you're the trouble. And I know this for a fact because it's what's happened to me. Yeah, now, there's a lot of people who refuse to work with me. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a lot of people who refuse to work with me because I flat out will tell you the truth. You know, you ask me I'm not one of these people who just blatantly lay things out on the table. You have to ask me about what I really, really think about something, and then I will give it to you. Right. And I'll try to make it as compassionate as possible. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to tell you what I think. And what it ended up doing was, getting me in trouble with a lot of people who had pull-in networks, and a lot of these better known celebrity psychics and that kind of a thing. It got me in trouble. But at the end of the day, I will always attribute it to the fact that I told the truth, but I will never feel bad about it. Not once will I feel bad about it. You know, that's why I still tell.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, that's who you are. That's the reason they contacted you, is it not?
Well, yeah, I mean, not just that, but like people in our industry, or people in general, They hate when you tell the truth and you live in the truth. It makes you the problem. But now people that I read for, I think they love me for it. I mean, there's one lady who literally looked at me and she said, "You are such an asshole." And then she said to me, "But you're 100% right." She's so she's just amazing. This gal's just amazing. And she said to me, I read for her again, and sometime later, and she said to me, you've not changed. you're still exactly the same, prick that I met the last time I was here. I'm like, yeah, that's me. That'll be $45, please.
See you on the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny though. But that's the way it needs to be, though.
Yeah, I agree.
There's way too many fakes in this field to begin with. We don't need more of them.
It's just the field. I thought that was life in general.
Well, in life in general.
It
especially
is.
in the paranormal field, though, too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what I find to be the most disturbing thing about the paranormal industry is that that those within the industry will be what tears it apart.
Yes.
I find that bizarre.
Yep.
And I don't know if I've preached this sermon before on your old show, but I've often say that, we're such a small population of people. And we really, really are. If you take everyone in the entire world, all these billions of people who exist, the people who are paranormal believers or skeptics or enthusiasts, when you add us all together, we are still a very small population. So it's sad and disturbing that we can't treat each other with respect. And
Isn't
it's
it?
sad and it's sad and disturbing that this is ultimately what breaks down every small population of group is dissension among the ranks, and it's also it's about disrespecting each other, not valuing each other. And a lot of people say, well, how can you say that and then talk smack to someone to their face? Well, it's because if I always start from a place of love and respect. I always start there. And if I've come out of the bag on you and I'm telling you the truth and I'm laying it out on you and telling you where to go and how to get there, then you've done something. You have done something, and I'm that's a problem. You're not doing the standard of what you could be by being the best person you possibly can be. So that's a thing in this industry where it's like paranormal para-unity they say, or paranormal unity, or unity in the paranormal industry. It is exceptionally important if we all want to carry on, but everybody has to agree to be a part of it. We can't just have 80% of us saying, okay, para-unity, and the other 20% being assholes. Like, it's just not going to work.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me think of like a bunch of little kids on a playground that can't get along.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
The bulk of it is, and I mean, I'll say it, who cares? The bulk of it is everybody wants to get someplace in this industry. I don't care if you say you're not in it for this reason or that, you don't want to make $1 million or you don't want to be on TV. You still want to get someplace. Mm-hmm. You still want to get a hold of something. There is a reason why you're doing it. If you say there's not, then you're a liar. Now, anytime.
Cut you off. I can honestly say I'm not in it to get anywhere in it.
Well, I mean, there has to be a reason why you do it, right? There's a reason.
I do it to be with my wife.
Oh, okay. Now, well, okay. There's still a reason, but there's not going to be anybody. Hopefully, there's not going to be anybody. Hopefully, who beats you for that. But for these other people, there is an there's a reason, right? That is somewhat less altruistic, I guess, than I would like to spend time with my wife, which is a dick. What a way to really ruin what I was saying. But But like everybody has someplace they want to get, and everybody, and it's so weird. There's everybody else who's the same way. They all treat you like, oh, good for you, way to go, I support you. And then as soon as you're out of the room, they rip you apart.
Oh yeah,
that's so weird to me, and it's such a huge, unbelievable problem that I can't fathom how we will continue to grow and be taken seriously if that continues. I don't get it.
Yeah, I've seen that. And I don't get it.
Yeah. And the worst thing, where it is absolutely the worst? You think that paranormal investigators are bad? The worst of the worst are, quote, light workers. These bitches, oh my God, they're the worst. And these psychic mediums, they all act like they live on this lily white pad of, perfection, which I don't. I totally don't. I've been on Periscope drunk singing karaoke, I take you on the road with me as I'm cussing about somebody who asked me for a security pass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm showing you I'm human. They don't.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you achieve any kind of level of success in your life, to your face, they'll say, great job, but to your back, they will cut you. They will cut you in the back the minute they get the chance. And it is so prevalent. I think I've met probably thousands of psychic readers, and some celebrities, some everyday, some up and coming, and the majority of them would rather stab you in the back than buy you a drink any day of the week. You know what I mean? That's so weird that the light workers and the positive ones are the ones who are so freaking negative. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it actually makes sense because in the real world, it seems like some of the most religious people are the meanest.
Right?
Yeah. I've been judged more by religious people than non-religious people.
Yeah.
And it's weird how the world works, and you say that you're a positive thing, and I don't know. It's just the world in general.
I totally agree, but it makes me think of, and I hate to bring this up, but it makes me think of Ryan Buell. Everybody in this industry was eating out of the palm of his hand for a little period of time, even if it was one episode or it was, you met him at a con or, you read his book or something. We all cared for him at one point. We were all in it, right? Because it was great. When it went sour and he started making mistakes and he started goofing up and he started really doing some awful things, it was totally natural for us all to be like, no, wait a minute, this has to stop. But when the kid is like, I'm now, later on, trying to get his life in shape, there are certain people who just won't let him do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, my whole thing was like, dude, I would give anything in the world to put him up on my shoulders and say, I've been there. I have done the drugs. I've done the alcohol. I've done all of that. I've done time in jail. I've done all these things. And, I think it's unfair for people to judge someone else because they've done it. He's trying to make up for it. He's trying to make good on it. But no, not going to happen. We in this paranormal hierarchy have decided you are no longer worthy. And I can't take it. I can't take it. And I guess that's the reason I'll never be on Destination America.
People hold a standard, and then when you fail to live up to that standard, you can never get back there again.
Yeah. Forget that you're human. Forget that at the end of the day, you're still human. Forget that. That doesn't matter. Your humanness, your human nature showed, and that's what we have a problem with. Do you know what I mean? Bogus.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We have a question in the chat room, and it's going to be, what's the reason for the disunity?
I think the reason for the disunity is individuals' lack of self-awareness, individuals' lack of self-respect, individuals' lack of self-confidence. I think it all starts with the troublemakers themselves. And then also I think it's got a fair amount to do with hunger for money, hunger for fame, hunger for notoriety, hunger for the best possible evidence, hunger for righteousness. I am right, you are wrong. And I guess when you boil that all down, it comes to this animalistic territorial thing that everyone has. And, I think that is really what's at the root cause of the problems in the paranormal industry. Is just so animalistic, suck up to those in power, but snap at the ones who are your equals or less than, and which is the way wolves act in packs. Do you know what I mean? That's the way dogs act. We should be as consciously aware of a spiritual realm. We should be more consciously aware of how to treat one another, and they just don't. They don't get it.
Yeah, they're very self-absorbed.
Yeah. I mean, I am super self-absorbed. No, I mean, I'm honest about it. I'm super self-absorbed. I never once thought I would make all of my money from doing readings. That's why I keep my readings so affordable. I always said I'll end up on a show. I will have a show, and that is where my money will come from. And then I will write a book, and that is where my money will come from. Because I know that as a person in the United States of America, I had better bring some money, or my husband and I will be on the side of a street. I'm real. So, I'm going to take care of me and mine, but, it's not going to come at the cost of you, trying to reach out to a lost loved one or something. But, so in the course of this, I've built a career, I've built some success, and I focus on it. And I have drive for it. I'm pushing for the end result of, being the best I can be, but also to, provide for myself and provide for my husband, our version of our family. And so, I think when you say things about being self-absorbed, you have to own your own business. You know what I mean? Like, you have to own the fact that.
Right. In that sense, that totally makes sense. But on the flip side, when we're talking about these people being dickheads, that's where that comes from. They're so self-absorbed. They can't stand to see anyone else get ahead or, further themselves. It's all about them.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true. But one of the things I always do, and you can ask absolutely anybody who's ever really hung out with me, is that if you and I have beef, the very first thing I say is, let's either A, go have a cigarette, or B, let me buy you a drink and let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's bury the beef. Where's the beef? Let's cook it. Let's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the hatchet? Let's bury it. And to those people who have taken me up on it, we've built really great, wonderful relationships, professional networking relationships and things. And to those who haven't, they're still stuck in that sort of self-imposed, I'm too important to bury the hatchet, or I'm too important to, welcome this person into my life and wish them well. So yeah, it's a lot about self-absorption in the negative, perverted sense,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it runs rampant. That's the sad part. It's not just here and there. It's like a little sprinkle. It's insane. It really is. It's insane.
Go to anyone's YouTube channel where they've posted evidence or data or shared a story. Read the comment section.
Oh, I know.
Just go to YouTube. Everybody tonight, go to YouTube, read it, and then you can see it. It's there. Yeah.
Knocking them down. That's not real. It's fake. It's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't there. So whether it's real or fake, who knows?
Oh, yeah, we've posted evidence before, and I am the least technical, I can't even say it, person in the world. I do not know how to edit things. I know nothing about this stuff. And we basically I filmed it from our DVR on my phone and posted it to Facebook. That's all I did. And it was a shadow that was behind me at a place that we investigated. And I was accused of editing in that shadow. And I'm like, wow, okay. I'm trying to share some evidence, share some point of views, and I'm getting accused of doing that when I don't even know how to copy it from my DVR. I had to use my phone.
Right. Well, there are two things. Number one, that is the main reason why I try to stay as technologically dumb as possible. Okay, I really do. I make an effort to not get involved. I don't even know how to work Snapchat. But anyway, I tried to stay dumb to it because I never want someone to say, oh, you faked that, because I guarantee you I don't know how to work that. I guarantee, like the other day someone brought me an Amazon version of an iPad, and I didn't know. I was like, how do you turn this thing on? Like I was clapping and I was talking to it. I was like, Amazon Fire, open, turn on. And they're like, it's not Alexa's. Calm down. Like
Alexa, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but
shit, I bet mine just turned on.
Okay. So the other thing is we were watching, there's a thing on Amazon Prime, and it's a documentary, a paradoc, I call them, but it's a thing where this guy is in it's Steve Shipley, I think is his name, and he did this one called A Haunting on Dice Road.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's all these things that he presents, like this whole hour and a half of like unbelievable stuff. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting there in bed, and I stood up for a second. I was like, "That's unbelievably real. I can't believe that happened." But I was like, that to me makes sense. I can see this happening. And then there are other things I was like, well, I don't know. Yeah. But what I did was I sat back and I took it for what it was worth, which was damn good entertainment. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? And when I did that, it was better than any Paranormal Activity movie I'd ever seen. It was better than anything else I'd ever seen. And I reached out to him and I said, "This is awesome." Mm-hmm. I didn't judge his credibility. I didn't put a value on his integrity. I didn't challenge or judge his integrity. I just said, what this is amazing. And it's just a fan. And then I think we should all feel the same way. Now, when you're saying this is proof of the paranormal, you're never gonna be able to talk to somebody about it and they believe you 100%. They're just unless they were there and they experienced it, it's never going to happen. So any of you who are listening, if you are going to share your stories, share your evidence, photos, videos, or whatever, go ahead and make peace with the fact that there are going to be people who challenge you. And let it ride. Just let it happen, because don't resist it. Don't fight it. Don't feed into it. Just let it be. You're never going to be able to talk sense to a nonsensical person. You're never going to be able to do that, especially
No, but
on
it makes for good entertainment when you were reading the comments like you mentioned before, though. Some of that shit is just crazy, man, and it goes way off topic. It has nothing to do. Give it 5 minutes, and it's not even related to what it started out as anymore.
Isn't it something?
It's hilarious.
It's so how funny is that? Because I'm not going to mention who posted it, but there was a Facebook thing that was posted, and within, I wouldn't say 5 minutes, but within a certain period of time, it went from your evidence is fake to you voted for Trump. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how it happened. Or you're a racist or a homophobe. So it just was so. I was just I have to put it down. I'm so over Facebook and all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I'm actually looking to hire someone to run all of mine for me. I am that over it.
Yep, it does get crazy, and like you said, it can go from one extreme to the other. And I don't understand how it does that, but that's just, I guess, human nature.
And who cares who you voted for anyways? That's your own private right.
Yeah, I'm not up your skirt. But the other thing is, I'm certainly not up your skirt. But there's other things that, I think mind your own. That's simple. Mind your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, if people are sharing it with you, then they find that they feel that there's something of value in it. There is a reason they're sharing it with you. Don't break it down. Don't take it too seriously. If you don't believe it, move on. Or if you don't agree with it, state your case and then drop it. You know what I mean? You don't have to make everything a war these days. You just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
ever good comes from it. Nothing.
Well, I said I was being attacked on Facebook one day because
sorry about that, man.
Well, it's okay. Consider the source. But I was being attacked one day, and I said to the person, and they really gave it to me good. And of course, it was all BS. But I said to them, "That is your opinion. I will never be able to dissuade you or persuade you otherwise. I categorically refuse to get in a fight with you on Facebook. I wish you nothing but the very best, and I would like for us to leave it here."
Mm-hmm.
And so many people wrote me and said, "You've mellowed." So many people wrote me and said, "You chilled out." But then there were all kinds of people who went behind me that felt like it was their position to defend their favorite person. Do you know what I mean? Like all these other people who were reading clients or friends or followers or whatever. And so I was always like, just stop, leave it, just totally leave it, because there's no need to breed any more negativity into it. There's just not. It's not. Don't do it.
Well, Facebook's become the new playground for bullying people.
Yeah.
Because, most of these people...
Social media in general.
Yeah, social media in general. But most of these people, if they were face-to-face with you, wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
But because they're locked
behind
away...
the computer screen.
And behind the steering wheel of a car or in the privacy of their own home.
I hope not behind the steering wheel of a car.
Oh, well, they do. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
But because they're locked away in a safe place, they can be whoever they want to be and act a way they never would in front of people.
Yeah. There's some kind of I'm telling you, I don't know if there is a label for that yet, but that is going to develop into its own kind of psychosis, I think. I think because we're all behind that computer and that keyboard so much in our lives now, I think it's going to lead to the birth of a new mental illness. I really feel that way, as bizarre as that sounds, because you're absolutely right. They sit there and they say things that they'd never say to your face, But there you have it. There was one person who was saying I was going to a convention, and the convention was not very busy, and I had paid thousands of dollars for the convention to happen, so I was a sponsor as well as a reader there, and I'll do as I see fit. And we had the ability to go have cocktails while we were there at this convention. So I would go from my booth and grab a drink and come back, and I'd go grab a nacho and come back, and I'd go grab another drink and come back, a pretzel maybe, or a hot dog. I love a hot dog and come back. And someone had said to the people who owned it, that Ken Boggle is so unprofessional. And they've ripped me a new one. He was, drinking. Can you believe he was having a drink? And not belligerent, not drunk. I saved that till after hours. You know what I mean? Because that's who I am. I really let it rip after hours. But I said, that's so funny and interesting to me because they left that day smiling and hugging me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Via text, they had balls to my face. They were a kitten. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he knew I'd have got him. He knew I'd have got him. I'd have reached a hold of him and wore him out in a way he ain't seen. You know what I mean? Like I mean, like, that's the thing with me. I think people don't really know. I mean, I think maybe the psychics get it like he is from a holler. Ken is actually from a holler. He is kind of a redneck. I mean, don't let the fancy shoes fool you because he will get you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's just indicative of where everybody is they get to be who they want to be behind a keyboard, and when you get face to face, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sadly. But that behind the wheel thing really concerns me.
I do it all the time. I see people every day while driving to work and back on their phone.
Doing makeup.
Doing makeup, Facebooking, texting, and it's just...
Or playing their god-awful music at a volume that is just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. If you can hear it in your car with the windows up and your stereo playing, they need to turn their crap down because they can't hear anything going on around them.
No, I mean, like, I will roll the window down and sing classic country hits from, Loretta. You know what I mean? Like, I will, if you were playing your loud, thumping, crazy-ass music, I will roll my window down and I will sing Coal Miner's Daughter directly into your Kia. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I look at it this way. If your car's rattling when you're playing your music,
right.
You need to downgrade your stereo system and upgrade your car.
You've spent too much on the sound system, boo. That is so true. That is absolutely true. If your car is rattling because of your music, you need to insulate that car better. I agree, 100%.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Wow. So, anything new happening with you, Ken? Any cool things coming up or anything like that?
Yeah, we have, let's see here. In August, I will be at the Mystical Fair of Lexington, and that's going to be held at 1084 Whipple Court. Again, that's in August. I'm immediately trying to, as quietly as I can, open my schedule because I don't remember the date.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. That is the 18th and the 19th of August. And then in September, we have Scarefest. Scarefest is the nation's #1 privately owned paranormal and horror convention. We have Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. We have Meg Foster from Rob Zombie Film 31. We have Sid Haig from the zombie films.
I love Sid Haig.
He's amazing. And
I love Sid Haig.
Yeah, we're grateful to have him. We have all these fantastic paranormal celebrities, and I think Steve and Tango are going to be there. Maybe, I'm not sure, but they often are. They're fabulous guys. But Scarefest happens 14th, 15th, and 16th of September. Now, the Vidi Live is now the Vidi Space is an app you can get on the Amazon Fire Stick, and you can get all kinds of access to like various different shows. Gone Off Topic with Wes Forsythe, and Elizabeth does some shows, and Nick Groff does some stuff, and Dan Class has a program, and everybody knows Girls versus Ghost and Jack Rose from the UK, and they're all there on this app. And you subscribe, and you can watch various different documentaries and things like this. Now, for the Vidi original series, it's explained to me by Elizabeth Saint and Nick that the Vidi series are currently being subtitled to be uploaded to Amazon Prime. So you'll be able to go to Amazon Prime and Google tarot date or not Google, you would Amazon search. The hell if I know. You Amazon search for Ken Boggle, and all of my season 1 will show up. That's probably going to happen somewhere, I'm guessing, in September. But we start filming Ken Boggle, Tarot Date with Ken Boggle season 2, the 6th and 7th of September. We start that. It'll be edited and subtitled and uploaded to Amazon Prime, hopefully by Halloween or sometime by the end of October, we hope. So it's going to be different this year. I've been made a producer of the show, so Nick and Elizabeth have kind of said to me, "What would you like to do with it?" And they've given me sort of permission to go my direction with it. It's going to be totally different than season 1. In season 1, we were going to people's homes. In season 2, that's not going to happen. I'm taking people out of their comfort zones. I'm putting them in an intense situation that matches my outfit and makes me look fabulous. And I'm, like you do when you're the producer. Kim Kardashian does it. Why can't I?
Oh, yeah.
Kris Kardashian does it. Why can't I? So it's going to be an intense, deep, dark, very intense sort of a thing, but it's going to be more polished. It's going to be more engaging. There's going to be great motion with the camera. There's going to be intense interviews that play out through the episode. It's just going to be fabulous. So I can't express to you how different season 2 will be and how much you all are going to love it. So go ahead and get your subscriptions to the Vidi Space. Get your app on the Fire Stick, but soon enough, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you're going to be able to just type in your favorite shows from Vidi Space, and they're going to be there. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I think sometime in September, but we'll see. But yeah, the new things with me are that been made producer, and I've been working my ass off to get the best possible show for Tarot Date this season you can possibly believe, and even so much so that Nick and Elizabeth are not even going to really be, we're not going to be flying in, and they're not going to be so hands-on with it. What we're going to do this year is that we've partnered with the University of Kentucky, and the film students, are going to earn credits toward their degrees by working on Tarot Date with Ken Boggle.
Oh, nice. That's very cool.
Hell yeah. And they're not only going to get course credit for it, they're also going to be able to be credited as what they do: camera operators, sound operators, editing, graphic design, these kinds of things. These young men and women of this school are going to be able to make a name for themselves. It's going to be on their resume. You know what I mean? So
that's so cool.
Yeah, I brought it up to Elizabeth, and she's just was head over heels. That gal was just thrilled. So yeah, that's what's new. That's what's up, and that's where to find me.
Awesome.
Cool. So is that app available right now? The Vidi Space app, I can download it right now, right?
Yeah, you can go to Amazon Fire Stick and type in Vidi, VIDI, and it will pop up. And you still have to have the subscription. Occasionally they run some free things, and then they also have coupon deals where you get so many, dollars off a month or what have you. But it is reasonably priced. It started out at like $30, and now it's like, I don't know how much. It's dirt cheap. So, I think it's very, very worth the effort to download it onto your Fire Stick for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I will do that.
Well, good. And make sure you watch Tarot Date with Ken Boggle.
Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I want it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I downloaded it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, that's very cool though. And, we got to work on getting you out here to Tucson then too.
Well, this just in from Lindsay Center. She wanted to know if I'd ever my manager wanted to know if I'd ever worked a ghost event. I'm like, well, hell yeah, I have. And then she said it's going to be a great one. It's going to be a great event that you're going to have. So she's super excited about it. And I guess we're gonna talk about it. We're going to talk about it and see what we can do about getting Ken Boggle to Tucson, to Arizona. We'll see what happens.
That would
Super
be
cool.
The power of podcasting, kids. The power of podcasting.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, that event is going to be so cool. I'm just so thrilled that Lindsay, put together this event, and she's doing it out here. Can't say enough nice things about Lindsay. She's so cool.
Yeah, she's pretty fantastic. When I first started talking to her, she presented herself as professional, on the ball, kind, genuine, and sweet. And now that I've been working with her now for a few months, I can tell you 100% truthfully and honestly, that has not changed. She is still the same person she presented herself to be so many months ago. And even when I say awful, terrible things, she still responds kindly and decently and quickly too, I might add. She's probably she's a really great person to text, because she texts you right back, or to email or something like this. Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah. So I'm happy Lindsay Center's in my life, and I'm glad she's in the driver's seat now, because there's sometimes I write her and say, what about this event? And And she said, well, just about a couple of days ago, I wrote her and I said, what about this event? And she said, did you see where it's going to be? And I was like, no, I didn't look. She said, go look at the hotel. And it was this really kind of rundown, haggard hotel. And so I said, okay, so that's a hard pass. And I said, I'm not even sure I'm allowed there anymore because I once filled one of their rooms with a bunch of live chickens and just left it. And she was like, the hell are you talking about, Ken? Live chickens? She's like, basically, I can't believe I'm now going to actually be your manager. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so shocked.
Okay. I want to know about this live chicken thing.
You sign court agreements that you don't want to talk about it, and that's why we're. There was one time I was not invited to a hotel party. There was at a different hotel. There was a party, and I wasn't invited to it. So I found out about it. I showed up, and then I excused myself to the bathroom, where I took the entire bathroom apart. I took the shower rings down. I dismantled the bath fixtures. I dismantled the toilet, and I hid them all inside the room. Everyone was fairly drunk, and it was a huge suite. And I hid them all, and then just kind of walked out the door and said, "Thanks for having me over. I'll talk to you all later." And I got a message the next morning at like 9 a.m. saying, "Where the F is the toilet seat? What have you done?" You know what I mean? And my response was, "Should have invited me." You know what I mean? So Lindsay doesn't know what she's doing.
We're inviting you, okay?
Or I'm locking my damn bathroom door. One or the other.
No. I'm uninviting because I want to see what you'll do.
Well, we have live chickens, so
Oh, good.
Yeah, we have 12 of them in our backyard. So
that's all. I just need half that. I just need like half a dozen, and it's going to make a tremendous impact. Give me just half a dozen in a couple of hours. It's good. I'll do great work.
Well, I know the chickens themselves will do pretty good work.
Yeah, they'll leave a mess all by themselves.
Yeah.
They don't need help with that. For sure.
No funny.
But yeah, that would be great if you can come out here. It's going to be a great event. Like I said, I'm just so excited that it's going to be out here, and it would be great if you can tag along too, because it would be great to meet you too. I would be so happy. Then I'll really not stop talking about all of this.
Well, the thing I think is important about it is that there's so very few events happening in that area.
Yeah, I know.
You don't get a whole lot in the way of a paranormal convention invites to the Southwest America. You don't get a whole lot of that. You know what I mean? So cheers to you all and to Lindsay for kind of pioneering this and making this happen, because it's needed in that region, I think. Very, very needed.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
What, the people of New Mexico don't have paranormal experiences?
I know, right? It's only in the Northeast.
Yeah,
It'll never happen.
Yeah, that's a pretty weird bunch. They believe in quite a bit of stuff over there in Albuquerque. I'm just going to tell you, I've known some people and I've seen some things. That's a pretty weird bunch. They would love a Paracon. You know what I mean? They would love that. So cheers to you all for doing it. Well done.
Yeah, I've been wanting something like this for so long, and I'm just so glad that, Lindsay's like, yeah, I'll look into it, and she pulled it off, and I'm like, yes, thank you, and
I'm sure she's going to make it great.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. That's who she is. She's amazing.
Yeah, I'm just, and I know Will and Dave thinks, I'm just all excited because of Grant, but in all reality, it's just excitement because of because of the fact that it's just happening here in Tucson. That's why I'm really excited to finally have the attention brought to Tucson that we deserve out here. We get overlooked so much.
Yeah, that is a huge deal. It really is. And anything that Lindsay needs from us, we're there. So if she needs us to help out with whatever, then all she's got to do is say the word.
Well, we'll text her that too and let her know.
Yeah.
Sure. Becky's already on top of it. She's looking into places and everything.
Yeah, I was like, Lindsay, if you need something else, let me know. I'm just thrilled to have something come out this way because, like I said, it gets overlooked. Everyone knows that we don't get a lot out here, so to get something out here is something major to all of us, and we're just so thrilled to have that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think
And
that,
had some of the great people come out here, and if you come out here too, it makes it even 100 times better. So
well, if I don't make it out there this year, then there's always next. And if we don't, if there's something that they're not doing where I come as a Paris celeb or whatever, I would gladly love to come spend time in Tucson. I would love to do that. Just as a personal thing, I'd like to enjoy doing that. So we'll meet. It'll happen. It's totally going to happen. Yeah.
Well, I know at the event there's going to be a tater tot buffet.
Ooh.
yeah, that was one thing that I put on Twitter for Grant, because we all know how obsessed he is with tater tots, according to his YouTube videos.
But does it come with all the fixins? Like, will there be cheese and bacon and sour cream?
There's going to be tater tots you've probably never heard of.
Oh, that's a bold statement, friend. A bold statement.
It's a tater tot cake. That's what he's talking about. It's a damn tater tot cake.
Well, that has to happen after I'm done filming because I'm on that keto diet now. You understand?
I was just sitting there going, I'm not going to eat anything that they have available, man. I don't eat any of that stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to eat before I go.
Yeah, bring me a steak. Can I get a steak? Somebody take me to a roadhouse. Someone take me to a roadhouse. I'll be fine.
Oh, we got some really good steakhouses out here.
Yeah,
well, of course you do. Of course you do. That's cattle country, right? I mean, you'd have to. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Some really good steakhouse. A couple of them are haunted too.
Perfect. Ken Boggle live at Longhorn Steakhouse. Coming to Terra Red Paranormal Investigation when the lights go off. You know what I mean? only $4.99, and that includes your buffet and a soda. Bring the kids.
There you go.
Drinks are on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be fun, and if you can't pull it off this year, then we are definitely going to have to talk Lindsay into doing it again and have you out the next time and get you out here to Tucson.
Well, there's something I've not spoke to Lindsay about before, but there's a couple of events and things that I would like to do, like different kind of weekend retreats with me where we talk about spiritualism and psychic development. And, well, I should actually have not just said that because some asshole's going to steal it from me now. But but that's another thing in the paranormal. Don't talk about your ideas until you've already done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they will steal it. But, I'd like to do things like that.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
That belongs to Ken.
Yeah. Copyright Ken Boggle, you dick.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? But so yeah, there's things like that I'd like to do. I think that we've barely scratched the surface of what we can do inside this industry to not only bring attention to what we're doing, but also to enlighten those who maybe would not have otherwise experienced it or otherwise heard of it or have participated in it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just I think very important to do that. Very.
And it reminds me of some of the public speaking things that we do. We go to different places, and there's both of the ones that we've done recently or that I've been to, where it's amazing to me that how many people will come forward and have their own stories and their own feelings and thoughts and on this exact topic that they maybe would have never been able to talk about or had the opportunity to really get in depth with it. And it was they just kept coming and saying, wow, this is amazing. This is interesting. And I remember this one time and so many of them had these stories and they would just kept coming and sharing all this stuff with us. And I mean, even when we went to that school recently, the little kids were just like, they were on it. I mean, they knew half the stuff that we were talking about and they were so engaged with it and they had some of their own stories. And, maybe they would have never got that opportunity to share, that stuff with someone else had, someone like us not been there.
Right. And I mean, how different would my life have been if I had that kind of exposure? Mm-hmm. When you grow up in a place called Hippo Holler, it's hard to find a Paracon back in the 80s going to the Hippo Holler. You know what I mean? So if I had that kind of exposure and that kind of a community, I probably would have never gone to college. I probably would have opened Tarot by Ken LLC when I was 16, and I probably would already have a show on E! You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No one would have ever heard of Tyler Henry. You know what I mean? There's a thing. So yeah, I think it's that kind of a thing, and being able to build a community of the new generation. Not just millennials, because everybody's like trying to get into the millennial pocket these days, and it's a small little weird pocket of millennials, but there's a even younger population of people who are out there, children, who experience paranormal activity, and the tide has changed from saying, "Oh, that's just your imagination," to "Wait a minute, what can you draw that, or can you tell me about it?"
Right,
or
right. Let's
just show
elaborate
me.
on all that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's very important because if that had been the case, a lot of kids probably would have grown up more spiritually and aware, and had felt more support from their family and loved ones. And I think you can't go wrong in those areas. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
always a good recipe for a better person.
Yeah,
For
just
sure.
ask our children. They have all kinds of things that happen.
Yeah.
Mom and dad going out and bringing things home with them. But yeah,
Yeah.
our children are really into this. I don't want to say they're really into this, but they're really aware of it, which is something that, like you're saying, that wasn't there for us. And if it would have been, things would have been different.
Yeah. You know, and I made the joke that I'd never gone to college, but I paid $15,000 to become a medical biller and coder and get certified and all this stuff, and I've never used it a day in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all because I didn't think there was a community out there. I didn't think there was a place for me to make that money. At that point, Sylvia Brown was still alive, and she was making all the money as a psychic, and Chip Coffey was doing his thing and making it, and there was no room for anyone else. There really just wasn't. In as early as I would have been out there, Chip was still working as a travel agent, I think. So not even he had made a place in this community yet, and it hadn't exploded the way that it has now. And so to have this sort of like I said, community, and this sort of a presence in pop culture and online and social media and things, it's really changed the tide about how the future generations will be able to express themselves about this sort of activity and this sort of presence in their life.
Right. Yeah. Because I know up until basically 5 years ago, I did not even talk about it. And about 10 years ago when I had, paranormal experience, well, more than 10 years, but you get the drift. And when I was having paranormal experiences, I was basically called insane for having them.
Yeah.
And, I didn't talk about it because, I didn't know that there was other people out there that believed and, that there was a community about it. And then, lo and behold, I see ghost hunters. And
here we go.
Everything, but
yeah, no, but that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we all, when that show premiered, we were all like, "Ooh, okay, our tribe." You know what I mean? Like finally, our tribe. We're not weird anymore. Well, we still for a while were weird. We're all still weird now. And I think, but what changed is that we started owning our weirdness. I think we all started taking pride in being the outcast of it. And I don't know. I think it was, you're absolutely right. Something happened after that aired and people started, it became such a phenomenon. I think they were on 2020 or something like this, or Dateline or something like this. I forget. They were doing a lot of primetime shows talking about it and things and doing various interviews and articles and things. And I think it really was kind of the turning point in America for people coming out and discussing their own experiences as well as their own talents and their own interest, investigating and things like that. It was no longer just about the Warrens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and I completely, agree with what you're saying about we still need to do it though. So, those weekend things and, going out and guest speaking and things like that still need to be done because it's still reaching out and allowing people the chance to connect with others that, may not have had that chance before.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. And when I run for president, I'm going to run on the paranormal ticket.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So in the year 2024, when I run for president, because I could do it basically now, everything I can. So when I do, I'm going to run on the paranormal ticket, and I want all of your support. Okay, we're gonna have to make this happen.
Are you finally going to tell the truth about aliens?
Oh, dude, that's the reason I will never be president, is because that is the first act of business. I would drag them in by the ears, like everybody tell the truth, or treason. You know what I mean? Like I would totally hold you accountable for it. And it's so weird though, isn't it? How it seems like every president says that they've asked about it, but none of them really follow up with an answer after that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was watching a documentary just the other day. I've seen it a couple times on Amazon Prime, I believe. It may have been on Netflix, I remember. But there's so many people, presidents and people in you name it, they're sitting there. They have all these stories and they have all this information, and they're telling this matter of fact, just black and white right in your face. And a lot of this stuff has been disclosed, but I mean, there's still people that are like, I can't talk about it. I mean, there's certain things I will not talk about it. I'm like, what are you afraid of, dude? And then this guy was saying that it's very real, that people will come for you. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, that's so true though. But you know, that's what's really odd about it is that the truth is there. You know, the truth is out there, I guess is what the X-Files used to say, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is out there. And you can either, you know, kind of lead the way and end up in trouble, or you can kind of quietly learn about it and end up in trouble, or you can tweet about it and end up losing your sitcom, or, you know, but anything. Like you just simply, there's 1,001 ways for you to kind of get involved in that thing that will immediately lead you down a path where someone shows up at your house.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it's gone on though forever, hasn't it? Like, that's so weird to me. We should be allowed to talk about, you know, these things. And I just don't know why we haven't. I don't get it.
And you know, it went as deep as someone suggesting that, they may have even had some kind of evidence. I don't recall, but something was said about Marilyn Monroe was even taken out. I mean, it wasn't how everyone thinks that it went down. She knew something, she said something, and she had to be dealt with, is basically what they were saying. I was like, holy crap.
Well, you know, that gets into conspiracy theories. And I think that is a term that it's used very frequently to keep the truth suppressed. Mm-hmm. Because if I can call you a conspiracy theorist, then everybody knows you're a lunatic and not to trust a single thing comes out of your mouth. Exactly. But, I was just preaching a sermon the other day about how, the worst thing you can do in America is fight for the positive choice and stand up and say, wait a minute, this isn't true and this is wrong and that's wrong, and fight for the underdog. And you immediately become unpatriotic or a conspiracy theorist or some kind of liberal nut job or a right wing nut job. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot of room for liberty anymore. There's not a whole lot of room to open your mouth about anything.
Right.
Yeah. Poor Marilyn. We miss you. Poor Marilyn. Isn't it so sad? She spent all that time, working on her career, ending up losing her the way we did. And now, she's in every single girl's 1-bedroom apartment bathroom. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where she is now.
That's where she is. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. We miss you, Marilyn.
Well, can you give everyone your information again before we let you go to make sure they know how to get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on tarotbyken.com. You can go there to the booking contact tab, fill out a form, and get a private reading with me. And like I said earlier, the prices are very reasonable. You can also find me on facebook.com/Ken Boggle. You can go to Facebook and find Tarot by Ken LLC. You can go to Twitter at Ken Boggle, Instagram at Ken Boggle, Snapchat at Ken Boggle. You essentially can go to Google and type Ken Boggle, and it will take you there. Anywhere you want, you just Google me, and you'll find me. So if you want to reach out for a reading, please do that. It's I welcome it. I enjoy doing it, and I look forward for the chance to read for all of you who are listening.
Very cool. Great. Well, hopefully you'll make it to Tucson sometime in the future, and we'll meet face to face.
I would love that. I would love that.
But it was great having you back on our show. We really appreciate it, and we would love to have you back in the future, of course.
Well, thank you. Listen, everyone who's listening, I would love for you all to share this on your Facebook, your Twitter, and everywhere you can share it, because this is a really great show that we've had here. We've talked about some really great things in the paranormal industry that otherwise on other podcasts does not get discussed. So support these people. Support the everyone who's involved here. Find them on Facebook and support them, because they support me. I want to pay them back. So, if you love me, you'll love them. Support them.
Aw, thanks, Ken. We do love you.
Nice.
You are great. We appreciate your time tonight, and thank you for being on.
Yeah. All right, good. Now I'm going to let you all go so I can go have a cocktail. It's that time.
Okay.
He's lying. He's got to pee again.
You could have
I
done
have
that.
to,
on the radio.
I need a vodka cranberry, and I got to pee, so I got to go.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure again speaking with you, and you're welcome anytime.
All right, thank you all very much. Have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, everyone. That was Ken. He's awesome. I love him. He's so cool. Yeah, he's very honest, which is really cool. We don't find that a lot in life. So when you find that, you got to treasure it. All right?
Well, I'm the dick, so.
Well, you heard what he was trying to get across.
I don't care.
He's trying to get across that, everyone's in this for a reason, and you say, your wife, and that kind of threw him off. So, little hard to, go off of that. But, that is sweet. And I know you are basically here because this is basically what I do, and you support me. So, I'm crazy that way. This is what I love to do.
Yeah.
So
Just get you to come to work and help me out with my job every once in a while.
no.
There you go. There you go.
I could not do your job. I'm sorry. I would cry because I would get hurt all the time.
Well, most of the people there can't do my job, so.
Most of the people that work there can't do it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You said that you hurt yourself today at work too, didn't you?
Yeah, freaking stupid floor. Smashed my hand a few times.
Smashed your hand. That's no fun.
Oh.
No. And then after work, what does he do? He goes and he picks up my tire that blew out the other day because I had a tire blowout. And I don't like dealing with car people, and Will has learned now that I'm not allowed to deal with car people. So yay.
I've known for a while. I've been trying to kind of ease her into the little stuff so that, give her a little comfort zone in it. But yeah, that didn't work out too well.
No. You give me something that doesn't deal with the car, I'm on it. But yeah, I can't deal with car situations. I know how to drive them. I'm good.
So can you help me with my technology problems?
No.
Yeah, I think so. She said, you can give me something that doesn't pertain to a car. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I can do the writing. I can do scheduling. I can.
Well, she can operate a smartphone.
Yes, I can do that.
That's technical.
That is technical.
Yeah, I know how to use my iPhone, but yeah. I have my things that I'm good at. You have your things that you're good at. Dave has whatever he's good at, and we just need to be happy with that.
I'm content.
Don't try to put me in your world like you tried to the other day with the tire, because it just doesn't work.
She doesn't belong in your world, bro.
Not that kind of world, no.
Drop it off and pick it up.
There you go. Done.
But that's not what happened, though, and they didn't listen to me, and this is the whole issue that came about. So, I tried to drop off the tire, tried to give them Will's information because everything's under Will's name, but they didn't want to listen to me. So they were like, but what's your name? No, everything's under my husband's name. But no, we need your name. Oh.
So your name at that point became Will.
Yeah,
That's
my
what you do.
William Gydesen.
My name's Will. Yeah, I'm Will.
My phone number is blah, 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 blah. Yeah. They would not listen to me. They insisted on my name, my number, and it's all under Will. So, I don't know. That's just how it works.
We've been warned.
We've been warned. We are coming up on our 5-minute mark.
No, we're at our 5-minute mark.
Yeah, and it usually takes us about 5 minutes to wrap it up. So I guess we should start that. And Dave, what do you want to tell everyone?
Well, the usual stuff, I guess.
The usual stuff.
The usual stuff. It's pretty much, the same rundown. Just want to thank everyone for listening. And a special thanks going out to our guest, Ken Boggle, who came back for, another chat with us, which is awesome. And I hope everyone joins us again next Thursday. And don't forget to check out the other shows on the Voices Carry Network. For Wednesday, we have, what do we have? What do we have? I know what we have. I'm wondering if anyone else knows what we have. Like if
Yeah,
in the
sure.
back of their mind they're going, we have Voices
Yeah.
Carry Wednesday.
Yeah, don't forget about Tuesday though too.
Yeah, I know. And Tuesday we have Wiregrass Haunts. And
You're just like losing it tonight, Dave.
no,
You're-
I'm trying to figure out if because they Seeing the Unseen with Darren used to air after Voices Carry, but I don't know if it still does because I'm off this week. I don't know if it's still doing that.
Is there anything new to that? All right, but definitely make sure to it airs on Friday. You're getting corrected.
Okay, good.
So airs
So
on
check that
Friday.
out on Friday.
Yeah, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you need to be on the Voice Carry Network. So there you go.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, 8 p.m. Eastern for all of that. Don't forget to check out Mysteries Explained on Facebook and at Mysteries Radio on Twitter. And TucsonGhostTour.com for all of our information. I do not have the event in May up yet, but I will be adding information on where to go for tickets for that with Lindsay, who's bringing Grant and the Traveling Museum out here. So that is a great, awesome event. Will, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, tune in next week. You heard it from the Dick. No, we'll have more great shows coming, so keep tuning in, keep listening.
Yeah, we are actually booked all the way through October now, I think it is.
Yep.
So we got some great guests coming up, some, lineups going, and
And we got Three Folds Paranormal next week.
yes, we do. So they will be our guests next week. And just stay tuned because we got a lot going on. And, the Spirits with Borderlands. And then in May of 2019, the event with Lindsay and all them. And it's going to be some fun stuff coming up. So stay tuned and tune in every week. And thank you all for listening.
And thanks again to Ken Boggle.
Yes, Ken was awesome. So thanks again to him. And we will talk to you all next week. But until then, remember that you're never truly alone. Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys. Take care. Thanks, Dan.
Meeting you with a view to a kill, face to face in secret places, feel the chill.